Cloud Architecture and Security, Postgraduate Diploma, Cybersecurity Teach Assessment. You are to deploy a WordPress site and work to secure this deployed cloud asset. In order to do this, you're required to install a LAMP stack on EC2, install WordPress on the LAMP stack, and from this you are then to work to secure the entire stack from the infrastructure. Learning objectives. Critically analyze the security challenges associated with cloud-based systems in order to identify and evaluate candidate and cloud security architectures and deployment strategies. LAMP section. The documentation from the AWS is 100% reliable. Once completed, save a snapshot. The last resort when the instance is corrupted or lost is to try to restore it from a snapshot. This is ClamAV running on AWS LAMP instance. Word process section. WordPress is an open source content management system that makes it easy to create and manage a website. It is the most popular CMS in the world. Millions of business owners, bloggers, and publishers use WordPress every day to maintain their online presence. WordPress installed is feature-rich and is capable of interesting blogs like this one made by subscribers who are publicizing their business. The articles tutorial install a LAMP server on AL 2023 and tutorial host a WordPress blog on 2023 provided material and expertise on how to install the Linux LAMP server and the WordPress application. And WordPress documentation tutorial. The config files which needed to be customized in the Linux instance included SSL, wp-config, HTTP, and others. Sudo nano wp-config command will get the wp-config file, and from there the settings can change by adding or commenting out lines. Configuration files are very important, and this is the wp-config file, which is customized with lines to create the settings and configurations. The information to change the wp-config file comes from the AWS documentation. It is 100% accurate. Securing the WordPress begins with securing the login. Logging out and shared responsibility is a rule. There is a hierarchy of users, administrators, and editors at the top. The SSL certification took a number of hours to install. It meant that HTTPS was not configured. Different browsers work sometimes with WordPress and others work other times. This is a user concern. WordPress admin is especially for administrators and needs to be used carefully to avoid errors. Using a strong password and two-factor authentication is recommended. Logging out when finished will avoid other users using your credentials. This is being sorted with the right WordPress app. Selecting plugins from hundreds on the WordPress dashboard. Not all of them are good or compatible. WordPress plugins. Flexible SSL for Cloudflare is the most significant here. Two-factor authentication greatly reduces the risk of unauthorized access by requiring a second form of identification beyond just the username and password. The wp-config file line, which will disable live traffic feature and stop other administrators users from changing the live traffic mode to all traffic mode, is define WordPress disable live traffic true. A WordFence scan examines all files on your WordPress site looking for malicious code, backdoors, and shells that hackers have installed. It also scans for known malicious URLs and known patterns of infections. The WordFence firewall status can be either set to enabled and protecting in learning mode or disabled. The firewall and scan status circles on the WordFence dashboard page indicate to what degree your site is currently protected. Check out the cookie settings in different browsers as a user to see what is working. Cloudflare section. This is crucial to WordPress installation success, the flexible SSL plugin in WordPress. This app in WordPress from Cloudflare is essential for Cloudflare to secure the browser with SSL certificate. Cloudflare SSL strict mode is for valid SSL certificate users. It means Cloudflare encrypts the traffic and checks the validity of your certificate. If you use Cloudflare, it is advisable to use the strict mode, which provides a higher level of security. Cloudflare changes the name servers of the domain you use to its own name servers. Cloudflare Zaraz allows you to completely control over other third-party tools and services for your website. Cloudflare helps to create a new application or improve existing ones on a serverless platform without affecting the infrastructure. Cloudflare Autonomous DDoS systems. These systems include multiple dynamic mitigation rules exposed as DDoS attack protection managed rule sets. You can customize the mitigation rules included in these rule sets to optimize and tailor the protection to your needs. The WordFence web application firewall protects against a number of common web-based attacks as well as a large amount of attacks specifically targeted at WordPress and WordPress themes and plugins. Cloudflare WAF or WordFence. WordFence does a bunch of stuff Cloudflare WAF doesn't, such as vulnerability scanning. Plus, the real-time backlist and limiting logins in different ways and 2FA for logins. Live traffic is nice at times, and warnings when you need to update something. Cloudflare allows to securing internal operations on a single global network. It is possible to protect the Office network and data centers by easily connecting them to Cloudflare's network. Facilitates to easily protect, secure, and accelerate your apps, websites in just minutes by pointing your DNS to Cloudflare. Having secure and fast applications leads to having a better user experience. Datadog section. Datadog has a steep learning curve and a plethora of data analytical tools, some requiring development application programs to apply the tracer libraries. Which integrations are relevant here? AWS, Apache, PHP, SSH. Datadog integrations, Apache and AWS. Review. The gold standard for gold monitoring. Pros, if you can afford it, get Datadog. It's a phenomenal product that keeps getting better every day, especially if you're using multiple clouds. There are tons of integrations that gives you out-of-the-box dashboards and metrics. Logs are easy to ingest from basically everywhere. It's expensive, but the pricing is easy to keep track of. Here's all the different integrations. Datadog installation is relatively straightforward. Get the API key from Git and then use it to install instructions on the website. Going to the Datadog website with the Git credentials meant that the DD API could be used in the Datadog agent install. Datadog installation in PowerShell. Git section. Git provides the education package of free Git provided the education package of free subscriptions, including for domain names, hosting the domain ficaldonna.me. Git was an important sponsor of this report since its education package provided free Datadog and Namecheap. Thank you. That's all.